Now I'd like to talk about the RAZ AT, which stands for Attendant Tilt. So as the name suggests, this chair tilts, and it tilts to 40 degrees. And because we use two pneumatic cylinders and we push behind the pivot point, the cylinders help lift the person back up. So we also use two trigger releases, so it makes for safer operation. Because one side does not operate it, you have to be behind the chair to operate the tilt function. Now, there's also the tilt assist pedal, which can help give more leverage, especially for a heavier user and a smaller caregiver, and that's very useful in initiating the tilt, and after which point gravity then balances out. So, a commode pan is a standard feature. You can see it has a handle on it, which caregivers love because it keeps the contents away at arm's length. It has a spout, easy to empty, high gloss surface, easy to rinse clean. And you can see it's got a little ridge in here to help reduce the sloshing. And it fits just underneath the seat to minimize splashing. So the next standard feature I want to show you are the footrests. And the footrests swing out, swing in, lift off. Length adjustments done by pushing out this pin, telescoping out the lower section in order to achieve different leg lengths. Next is our casters. They are dual locking, so when I step on the pedal, it locks them both swiveling as well as rolling. This makes for safer transfers, especially in a wet environment. Next is our height adjustment. So our height adjustment on the AT is done here with these two screws. I can move this pole up to 4 inches up in 1 inch increments. And when I do that, I just adjust this screw to the corresponding hole to keep the seat frame level. However, if I leave this alone and only adjust this screw down 1 or 2 holes, I can get 7 or 15 degrees of anterior tilt, which lowers the front edge of the seat, makes it easier for standing pivot transfers. You will, of course, lose the 8 or 15 degrees of tilt on the other side. Next is a directional caster lock. This is an option. For casters, easy to maneuver in tight quarters, but it can be hard to steer in a straight line, especially if you have a heavier user. So the directional lock, you flip this down, and when you swing the caster around, it automatically grabs the rear caster, keeps it straight. Now it's easy to steer because the back end of the chair is not fishtailing. Okay, and when you don't want it, you lift it up and it goes away. Next, I want to talk about the headrest fixture. This is also a standard feature. So it has height adjustment, fore-aft adjustment. It has a small headrest which can articulate. So you can really provide some good head positioning with the stainless steel device.